The alien professor, adorned in shimmering robes and floating above the ground with effortless grace, hovered near a dusty construction site on Earth. His elongated fingers twitched in what resembled disdain, while his crystalline eyes observed the scene with a mixture of amusement and condescension. "Primitive creatures," he muttered, the translation device around his neck emitting a sharp mechanical tone. Clusters of human engineers and workers bustled below, hauling materials and coordinating tasks with spirited energy. Drones whizzed overhead, scanning the land, while earth-moving machines groaned under the weight of dirt and stone. From the professor's perspective, the entire operation looked like organized chaos. He activated his communication link, sending his observations to the Galactic Academy of Advanced Civilizations. Human progress remains disappointingly slow. These beings rely on crude machinery and physical labor, unlike the efficiency of our nanite colonies. They waste energy on redundant cooperation and lack precision. Several alien dignitaries tuned in, their laughter echoing across the professor's private channel. One chimed in, "Why even bother studying them? Their backward methods belong in a museum." Undeterred by the jeers, the professor floated down to address the human site manager, a sturdy woman with grease-streaked arms and a confident demeanor. She barely glanced up from her tablet as the professor's artificial voice cut through the din. "Your kind claims ingenuity," the professor said haughtily. "But I see only chaos. Can you prove otherwise?" The manager set her tablet down and crossed her arms. "Depends on what you're asking, Professor." The alien's translucent skin glowed faintly with smug amusement. "Construct a self-sufficient village within 24 of your planetary hours. Housing, utilities, infrastructure, complete and functional." Several workers nearby overheard the challenge and exchanged incredulous glances. The professor's tone remained imperious. "If you succeed, I shall revise my academic thesis on human limitations. If you fail, it shall be published as definitive proof of your inferiority." A tense silence followed until the manager's lips curled into a determined smile. "Deal." The professor floated back, confident in his impending victory. The human's reliance on slow, manual processes made the task laughable. His report was practically writing itself. Humans, despite their ambition, remain bound by primitive methodologies. But the humans didn't waste time with doubts. "All right, folks, you heard the challenge," the manager bellowed. "We've got 24 hours to build this place from the ground up. Let's show this smug alien what we're made of." Cheers erupted among the crew as orders were barked, machines roared to life, and teams formed with precision and speed. Drones mapped the terrain, while logistics experts optimized resource distribution. Blueprints were finalized on the fly, shared across synchronized tablets. As night crept in, the professor hovered at a distance, observing the seemingly chaotic flurry of activity. His laughter faded as curiosity took hold. These humans, despite their crude tools and organic frailties, were moving with an intensity that defied his expectations. The clock was ticking. And humanity, undeterred by mockery, was just getting started. The challenge had been set, and the humans wasted no time. Within minutes, the construction site transformed into a hive of calculated chaos. Engineers gathered in a central command tent, screens glowing with complex blueprints and resource allocation data. The site manager, calm but resolute, stood at the center, issuing rapid-fire instructions. "Team Alpha, start laying the foundation grid. Bravo, I want those prefabricated walls prepped and ready. Logistics, get the supply chain flowing, no delays." Technicians and builders acknowledged the orders without hesitation. Heavy-duty trucks rumbled as they transported pre-assembled materials, while drones mapped out the terrain with centimeter-level precision. The hum of automated tools merged with the shouts of workers, creating a symphony of progress. The plan was ambitious but not impossible. Prefabrication technology allowed for rapid assembly, while solar-powered machinery ensured uninterrupted operation. Massive 3D printers churned out building components on-site, reducing the need for external transport. Every move was calculated for maximum efficiency. Inside the command tent, a young systems analyst tapped furiously at his console. "We've identified a bottleneck at the material drop zone," he reported. Drones are being delayed by uneven terrain. The site manager didn't miss a beat. Reroute the drones to Zone B. Have the Earth movers clear a path in the meantime. Yes, Meanwhile, a separate team focused on infrastructure. Electricians unspooled high-voltage cables, connecting them to a smart grid powered by portable fusion cells. Plumbers worked alongside them, installing a modular water filtration system capable of sustaining the entire village. Sustainability wasn't just a goal, it was a necessity. The alien professor observed from a distance, his crystalline eyes narrowing. Despite his initial derision, he couldn't ignore the humans' rapid coordination. Their tools might be crude by galactic standards, but their adaptability was remarkable. What an inefficient use of resources, he muttered to himself. Yet, a sliver of doubt crept into his mind. As the hours ticked by, obstacles mounted. A crucial shipment of structural supports was delayed, threatening to derail the entire timeline. The tension was palpable. Problem, the professor's voice, laced with mockery, echoed through the communication link. The site manager didn't flinch. Just a setback. We'll handle it. True to her word, the team sprang into action. Engineers reproposed available materials, adjusting the design on the fly. The professor's sensors registered the changes in real time, his curiosity piqued by the human's creative problem-solving. Despite the setbacks, progress continued. Structures began to rise from the dusty ground, skeletal frameworks transforming into recognizable buildings. The professor watched as humans pushed past exhaustion, driven by sheer determination and an unwavering belief in their collective strength. By the time night fell, the village was already taking shape. The professor, floating silently above the site, found himself unable to laugh. What he had dismissed as chaotic inefficiency was revealing itself to be something far more formidable, a testament to human ingenuity and resolve. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, the site was alive with relentless energy. Workers moved like clockwork, their synchronized efforts turning blueprints into reality. The skeletal framework of homes had already taken shape, their walls rising swiftly as prefabricated panels snapped into place. Sparks flew from welding torches, while cranes lifted entire roof segments and set them down with pinpoint precision. Drones zipped through the air, scanning for structural inconsistencies. One hovered near a partially completed house, flashing red warnings across the foreman's tablet. Structural misalignment detected, it read. Without missing a beat, the foreman relayed instructions to the nearest team. Section B, adjust the joint angle by 3 degrees. We're not cutting corners. The workers responded immediately, correcting the issue before it became a problem. Efficiency was key, but so was craftsmanship. Meanwhile, electricians were hard at work installing a modular smart grid. Fusion cells hummed softly, their green indicators signaling stable power flow. The grid's AI autonomously optimized energy distribution across the village, ensuring no single area would face outages. Plumbers worked alongside them, connecting pipes to a central water filtration system. The system, designed to process both rainwater and groundwater, ensured a sustainable supply for the entire settlement. Within hours, taps were functional, and water flowed cleanly. Despite the progress, challenges persisted. A sudden gust of wind threatened to destabilize a half-completed tower. Workers scrambled to secure it, ropes taut as they fought against nature's fury. One worker's harness slipped, but a teammate caught him just in time. Adrenaline surged, but there was no time for hesitation. They anchored the tower, reinforcing it against further threats. The professor watched from a distance, his expression unreadable. His earlier smugness had faded, replaced by something more akin to fascination. These beings, with their fragile bodies and crude tools, defied his expectations at every turn. They didn't just follow rigid protocols, they adapted, innovated, and overcame obstacles with a determination that bordered on reckless. One innovation caught his attention in particular. Engineers had reproposed construction drones into autonomous repair units, programming them to identify and fix minor structural issues on the fly. The professor's crystalline eyes flickered with surprise. Such a solution was both elegant and unexpected. As the hours wore on, fatigue began to take its toll. Workers moved slower, their shoulders heavy with exhaustion. Yet not a single person gave up. They pushed forward, driven by a shared sense of purpose. The village was no longer just a challenge, it was a testament to their collective willpower. By midday, the site had transformed. Roads were paved, streetlights flickered to life, and the hum of a functioning village filled the air. The professor's sensors recorded every detail, his assumptions about human limitations crumbling with each data point. For the first time, he found himself at a loss for words. What had started as a spectacle of failure was turning into a demonstration of something far more profound, the indomitable spirit of humanity. The final minutes ticked away as the last components of the village fell into place. Workers moved with fierce determination, ignoring aching muscles and sweat-streaked faces. The smart grid hummed steadily, powering homes that now stood proudly under the midday sun. Roads were smooth, streetlights operational, and water flowed freely from taps. As the clock struck 0, silence fell over the site. The humans stood still, breaths heavy but triumphant. The village was complete, functional, sustainable, and aesthetically impressive. The site manager wiped her forehead and stepped forward, gesturing toward the professor. "You wanted proof. Take a look." The professor descended slowly, his gaze sweeping over the scene. What had once been a barren patch of land was now a thriving settlement. The air buzzed with the energy of human accomplishment. He walked, or rather floated, through the village, inspecting every detail. His analytical mind processed data faster than any human could comprehend. Buildings met structural integrity standards far beyond his expectations. The smart energy grid was not only efficient but scalable. Even the water system demonstrated resourceful engineering, capable of adapting to environmental changes. "How did you achieve this?" he asked, his voice lacking its usual arrogance. "Adaptability," the site manager replied simply. "We don't give up, even when things go wrong." The professor paused by a cluster of homes. "Your methods are unconventional. Chaotic, even." "Yeah, but chaos isn't always bad," she said with a grin. "It's where creativity lives." The professor's crystalline eyes flickered as he processed her words. Creativity, an unpredictable variable his civilization had long dismissed as inefficient. Yet here it was, the very reason these humans had succeeded where his calculations predicted failure. He tapped his communication link, transmitting a summary to the Galactic Academy. His tone, once filled with derision, now carried a note of respect. Observation complete. Initial conclusions regarding human inefficiency were incorrect. Their strength lies not in technological superiority but in innovation, resilience, and an unpredictable capacity for cooperation. The dignitaries on the other end were stunned into silence. Turning back to the site manager, the professor inclined his head, a gesture of respect rarely given by his species. "You have my admiration. I shall revise my thesis accordingly." The workers, overhearing the exchange, erupted into cheers. The site manager's grin widened. "Told you we'd prove you wrong." The professor's gaze lingered on the village one last time. "Indeed, you have." As he ascended into the sky, the humans watched him go, pride radiating from every face. They had done more than build a village, they had defied expectations and earned respect from a species that considered them inferior. The professor's laughter, once mocking, had been silenced. In its place was a story he would carry across the galaxy, a tale of humanity's boundless potential.